Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of PRIME ACTU DMV. And today we have Minte. He's the Community Engagement Specialist at Montgomery College in Maryland. So would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, good evening. My name is Mintesnot Weldemariam, and I'm originally from Ethiopia. Currently, I work as a community engagement specialist at Montgomery College. I worked for more than 20 years in higher education. I have helped students from different backgrounds complete their education at Montgomery College, and have seen them when they walk across the stage for graduation. That is the best time of the year, for me.
Yeah, that must be very fulfilling.
Yeah, yes. And my mission is to help more students and all students, especially immigrants, to those who have the limited English proficiency, so that they can manage their life and graduate and thrive.
Awesome. So on that note, let's see how we could help people with, providing them with some information about how they can apply to universities and how they can get some funding. So, there's a lot of options when you want to go, into higher education. So can you tell us what the difference is between a community college and a university?
Yes, it is a little bit tricky, when people don't know what university and college is. In general, the difference between a college and university is the type of degree. It is based on the type of degree program offered. Generally, colleges typically offer only undergraduate degrees, when universities offer both undergraduate and graduate degrees. In the case of community colleges, and especially here at Montgomery College, it is a 2 years college, and graduate will receive associate degree. So that is pretty much the difference.
Awesome. So when students are thinking about college, they're advised to follow the 2+2 pathway. So community college and then transfer to a 4-year school instead of just going directly into a 4-year school. So can you tell us what the benefits are for attending a community college?
Attending community college has a big benefits in terms of cost and distance, especially. Along with the access, low cost is one of the greatest benefits of community college. Community colleges are almost always commuter campus. They don't need, the room to stay in the campus. So students live at home when they can save money on room, board, and many fees associated with residential campuses. Tuition also significantly lower than at the university. The average cost, for example, of tuition and fee at community college, it is around $3,000 a year. But university tuition will typically cost 2 to 20 times as much as community college.
Oh, awesome. So there's some great benefits to going to a community college.
Yes.
So another thing that we'd like to know about, so community colleges, they have transfer agreements with universities, right? So can you share what a transfer agreement is in Montgomery County?
Montgomery College, yes. So transfer, every year, Montgomery College students transfer to schools all over the country. We have transfer agreement and partnership in place with more than 40 institutions. This means you can make a seamless transition to a 4-year school and earn your bachelor degree after Montgomery College. Credits you earned at Montgomery College can be transferred to virtually and for any 4-year school. Not just the schools. Not all credits will necessarily be accepted at every school. So there is a tricky part that you have to work with your counselor and advisor, and they will tell you exactly how many credits you can transfer.
Awesome. So, before you can do all of that, you need to be able to enter into the community college, right? So what are some standardized testing core characteristics for entrance into American higher education institutions?
Well, for us, especially for the Montgomery College and others also, they use a different kind of placement programs. It's called Alternative Placement Program. That is one of them, which is a great point average, APPG, we call it. Maryland public school students may be exempt from English and maths assessment based on their high school record. They have to have a good record, actually.
Right.
The following condition apply to those exemptions. Number one is they have to complete, the first 2 quarters on the first semester of 12th grade at Maryland Public High School. And then there is a weighted average GPA of 2.5 or higher is required. And in order to be placed, to English 101. And also for others who are coming from different places, like me, myself, and others, there is a English SAT, SAT, and ACT scores that
yes.
they have to get, the different scores. To be specific, for maths in Montgomery College, it has to be 530 plus. And also for ACT, it has to be 21. So there are SAT and ACT. So SAT will be 530, and if it is ACT, 21. So they are both for maths, And for English reading, the 263 plus. It has a next generation AccuPlacer, it's called. SAT and ACT scores has to be 260 and above. Now, not everybody have, the high school or SAT, right? So there is a GED option also for students. This is for Maryland students who score 165 or higher in reasoning through language arts module and, eligible to enroll in a college level English. The students who scored 165, they will be, but they have to take also the maths placement test. But for English, if they have 165 and above, they can actually will be eligible to get college level English. Now there is another one which is called the Toefl. We have different kinds of entrance things, so I'm trying to touch some of them. There is a Toefl also. Toefl here in Montgomery College, we accepted 575 paper based, and if it is internet based, we accept 90 plus 90 and above. So basically, why it is paper and the internet? Some countries they may give paper based test. So that is the reason why. And then there is another international English language testing system, which will be IELTS. For that you have to get a 6.5 and above in order to enroll in a college level classes here at Montgomery College. So there are different things that they have to take, but most of those tested scores, if they are more than 5 years, you may have to complete additional placement requirement. For that, you need to consult with the admission office.
Awesome. So
it's a long one, but I'm trying to touch it.
No, I love the fact that you're being so thorough, and I also love the fact that you mentioned about the fact for people who are out of the country who might want to be coming to university or community college here. So a lot of immigrants in the U.S. they want to improve their education, and they're advised to get a transcript evaluation. So can you share what the purpose of this is and what the process is?
Well, the purpose is basically every class and every program, they have their own requirement. And for example, if you want to be in the credit side requirement and the credit side class, they have prerequisites which you have to have this kind of placement. And also, in addition to that, some different programs, they have different requirements. If you are talking about health science, for example, health science will have some additional requirement. So depending on on the program. So that is the purpose, basically, to assign you to the college program. But remember, I'm talking about these pointers for Montgomery College, but different schools and universities, they may have a different score requirement also.
So do you have an idea or do you have an estimate of how much the evaluation cost? And, is there a limit to go back to school once the transcript is evaluated?
We're talking about the higher your evaluation in the former education. Is that what you are asking?
Yes.
Like from your home country, if you have attended university.
Yes.
Yes. To receive a credit on Montgomery College for record for courses you already took in another country, basically outside of the United States, you must complete a two-part process to come to Montgomery College. The first part is part one is you get your transcript evaluated for, course by course equivalency by a foreign credential evaluation services. Here in Montgomery College, I believe since 2018, we accept the World Education Service, which is WES, Joseph Cellini and Associates, GSA, and Educational Credit Evaluators, which is ECE. We take those evaluations. You will have to pay a fee to the evaluation, which company, have those services, and they are the one who are determine how much money you have to pay for them. The second part is a request, the evaluation service to send an official evaluation to us. And then Montgomery College will notify you within between 3 to 5 weeks, something around that, how many credits we can take and what looks like your evaluation. In terms of costs, like you said, the cost depending on the type of transcript and agencies that you are applying to. Usually it costs a couple of hundreds, but for more information, you have to look at their websites, just like I said.
Awesome. So, not everyone wants to pursue a college education. Some people, they want to have a career leading to a decent entry-level job. So within the shortest amount of time, right? So in Montgomery College, we have the Workforce Development and Continuing Education, short for, WD and CE at Montgomery College. Can you give us an idea of some of the programs that that are offered in CE and WD?
WDCE, yeah. It's called the Workforce Development and Continuing Education. That's what it means, WDCE. Now, WDCE, as you said, yes, there are career programs and for immigrants who want to put their foot first and get some quick career, education before they go to the credit class or the college degree program. We have a business and professional, programs, and we have an education program like child care education, child development, TESOL training, those kind of things. And we have a healthcare program also. The healthcare program have a very vast, programs underneath. There is different things like basic first aid, CMA, which is Certified Medical Assistant, CNA, CPR, and nursing refresher. We give nursing refresher course even for people who want to, renew their nursing license. There is a phlebotomy, there is a pharmacy technician, and there are a lot of healthcare programs in WDCE.
Yeah.
In fact, there is also information technology, which is kind of, in high demand. We have Amazon Web Service. We have Cisco, which is a Certified Network Association. We have Microsoft Office Specialist, Oracle certification, and so on. And the other program that we have in WDC is called the Public Safety. This is Advanced Safety Certification Program, 911 Dispatch Academy, the firefighters, first responders, and so on. There is also a technical part. The other day, by the way, I saw the ad to be hired in a 911 dispatch here in Montgomery County. And I saw, okay, we have that academy here, so people can take that certificate, for that recruitment also. So it is a broad and wide variety of programs. There is a technical also, like auto inspector and transportation also, CDL, and a lot of them are actually very important and helpful programs that we have.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot of high demand programs like nursing and healthcare and
Yes.
Even information technology. So I imagine there's a lot of people who are excited and ready to get into these programs. So on that note, what are some scholarships that are offered to these students? Can you tell us more about the eligibility of applicants when students apply?
Yes. WDC offers a host of scholarships found when you search WDC scholarship opportunity in our website, which is you go to Montgomery College and put WDC scholarship opportunity. You will see a lot of them. So these scholarships are typically offered during the fall and spring semester. In the summer session, the scholarship will be a little minimum. There are also scholarships that cover non-credit and credit class, not found on that page, like a GEAR program and APR. There is a new program which is APR, Student Emergency Assistant Grant, which is from the state also, GEAR program. For WDC classes. Yeah, for WDC classes, for non-credit class. So the Office of Community Engagement also offers scholarship opportunity for the fall and the spring semesters also. Eligibility varies based on the scholarships that you apply. For MC, it has a wide range of scholarships. So in order to understand and get those information, basically you may have to contact WDC department, and also make sure to search all the program on the website to learn more about the program before you are intended to apply for a scholarship. It is a good idea to contact the program director of the program that they are interested in. If you are interested in CNA, for example, it's good to contact the program director for that specific CNA program. This is typically found on the purple box of the program webpage. You can see academic counselor or educational opportunity counselor advisor. And also you can check our career coach, on the site. The site has full of information, which is not that much difficult to navigate. WDC function is mostly to provide the students with training for careers, like you say. Some programs do offer a job fair components actually. So maybe those are the things that you may be interested in that also.
Awesome. So we'll make sure that we can maybe add the website to where they can go and check out the scholarships for themselves. To the bottom of the screen or somewhere. But maybe if a student is not ready to enroll in one of the programs, but they're still interested in one of the workforce development or continuing education programs, who should they contact? And do they prepare students for the workforce? And does it provide job placement for them as well after they're done?
Well, the contact information will be there also, but I can give you at least the telephone number now, which is 240-567-5188. Again, 240-567-5188. This telephone is for the whole WDC programs, like I mentioned, the public, the computer program, the health science and transportation, for all they can get information by calling that. Now, and get more information, and you prepare yourself. When you are ready, you can come there. Now the job preparation, the careers after they get the career training, some programs do offer a job fair component, and they do help with with students, connecting students with the job. But a majority of the programs, they don't. I suggest speaking with career and employment service and utilize the live job posting feature on Career Coach to help with this. I would also suggest reaching out to some other county organizations like Gale and other organization. Also like WorkSource, Montgomery, and there are different places, a wider circle, and some others also. So they will give a lot of job fairs.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So we mentioned that workforce development and continuing education, they're as non-credit professional part of Montgomery College, the local community college in Montgomery County. So can you tell us about the application process for the credit-bearing side?
Yeah, I'll tell you 3 steps actually. How to to enroll in Montgomery College. The first thing is you have to apply. Apply to the college. That is a non-brainer. When you apply, you have to have GED or you have to have SAT, ACT, the one which I mentioned before, or you have to have a high school diploma. Now, step 2 will be after you apply, we will give you a student ID number, which we call it M number. You create your account, which we called it MyMC account. And then, if you don't have the above, like SAT score or those required scores, then you take a placement test with us. And step 3 is you're going to complete the orientation of advising, like new student orientation and advising questionnaire. And then you meet with a counselor and you are in. The counselor will direct you what class you have to take, and that's it. There will be a finance side. This is the academic side.
Awesome. So can you tell us what the placement test is?
Placement test is basically the English and maths placement test. English will have like reading, writing, and speech included. And you have to score certain points in order to get to the credit side. It is okay if you don't get that score. You might take one semester by taking some remedial classes, which they don't have the transcript credit, but they will help you to take that the credit classes. So those are the components of the tests.
So Montgomery College, it's the ACU placer, right?
Yeah. We have our own ACU placer. Yeah.
Yes. So
ACU placer, my placement test. That's what it is.
Yeah. Awesome. So how long does it take to graduate from Montgomery College?
To take out, the Montgomery College, depending on where you start, if you start from remedial class or you just go directly to the first year college credit class, in general, it takes you 2 years for most of the programs.
Awesome. Right. So many students in the community are interested in the nursing program at Montgomery College to become registered nurses. So what are some of the eligibility criteria for being admitted into the nursing program in Montgomery College?
Well, the requirement for nursing program, the minimum requirement, I'll tell you the minimum. Then if you have the maximum, that's awesome. But you need the minimum. Okay. So the minimum is you have to have completed English 102 or English 103. And you need biology 212 and biology 213. Maths, you have to have a 117 and higher. And then you have to have a T score, minimum reading and writing, minimum reading 70%. So basically you have to have a minimum GPA of 2.5 based on the last 24-hour credit classes. Additional, additional all minimum requirements courses must be completed with C or better grade to be considered for admission. Now, when you have C, you can come and apply, but are you eligible to get in? Yes, but are you competitive? That is another question, depending on how many people they apply. If there are people who have A grade, and if they fill the space, you may be in the waiting list. So it's always good to have a better grade.
Awesome. So we heard that students can attend Montgomery College for free. So what would be your response to that statement?
Okay, that question, I get that question almost every day. Yes.
We hope it's true, right?
Yeah, one of the things I'm advising, students and prospectors is always, please do your FAFSA on time. Financial aid will give you a free money. That means if you get a free money and pay to the college, that means, in other words or indirectly, it is a free college program, But there is a very interesting program which came out 2 years ago. It's called the Community College Promise Scholarship. That is specifically for the state of Maryland. And Community College Promise Scholarship, basically it is a free community colleges. You can get in community college in the state of Maryland, and you have to take a credit bearing vocational certificate or associate degree or some other classes. Non-credit also you can take with this program. Now there is an income restriction. Now it's gonna pay all your tuition and fees. It's going to pay all your costs basically, but there is the income requirement. So that's why I would say it's not totally free. There is components that you have to see. The income requirement is that applicants' household annual adjusted adjusted gross income (AGI) has to be 100,000 if it is a single parent, and 150,000 if it is a married couple. So those are requirements, and there are more requirements and information about that on the the Maryland Higher Education website. So it is free in a sense because somebody is paying for you, but it doesn't mean that Montgomery College don't charge you. It doesn't mean that. So that's basically. And I'm always tell students, now in October 1st, after 2 days, I believe, the FAFSA program will be launched. So apply FAFSA first, because all these programs, they are one of the requirements for these programs is to complete FAFSA.
Awesome. So since financial aid is a combination of Pell Grants and you have loans and you have scholarships, how can a student estimate the amount of money that they can receive for each category?
Well, the student cannot determine how much money they can receive. They cannot. It will be determined by the information on the FAFSA application, basically. The information you provided on the FAFSA is used to calculate the EFC. We call it the expected family contribution. The EFC is not necessarily the amount of money your family will have to pay for college, but it will be a determining factor, and the EFC will be calculated using a formula established by law. It's not random. So the formula can be difficult to understand, but just to tell you, your financially need depending on your EFC. For example, there is a cost of attendance, which is the total cost. Tuition, and fees and books and other things and living expenses for that student. All this combined is called the cost of attendance. And then the school will deduct the EFC amount, which is the expected family contribution, which will be determined, like I said, on the FAFSA application, and the formula is established by law. And then when you deduct that, it will show your financial need. So that will be the determination factor. The student cannot determine actually how much I get,
Yeah, awesome. So it seems like there are a lot of options, but can you explain to us what merit-based need is versus need-based aid?
Yeah, a merit-based is a financial award that a student receive based on their academic success in high school. So that depends on academic success together, merit. Now, merit-based scholarships are not only limited to the student grades, but also consider factors such as like leadership roles, for example. If they are, enrolling in some kind of club, and when they are on leadership status on that, and also ACT and SAT scores. They are also some of the factors, for merit-based need.
Awesome. So is there a cap to financial aid? Can a student lose their financial aid, and can a student decline their financial aid?
To apply for FAFSA, actually, they don't have a limit of maximum income to apply for financial aid. If you are asking me the maximum limit of grant money, it is 600% over the course of your lifetime. I mean, the education lifetime. In other words, you are entitled to receive financial aid in the form of Pell Grant, which is a free money, for equivalent of 6 years or 12 semesters. During the time you are eligible to receive the maximum amount of Pell Grant that qualify for every year. And I'll give you some example. So hypothetically, if you qualify for the current maximum Pell Grant aid, which is $6,495 for this year, the year we are now, which is 2021-22 school years, and you continue to qualify for that amount every year for 6 years, then the cap will be 38,970. You see that it depends on the calculation of the money, the amount of money that you get for Pell Grant, but it takes 600% to the max.
Awesome.
Now, financial aid is not only Pell Grant; it is also loan. Student loan. You and me, maybe you have it, but I have it with the student loan. I'm paying a student loan, so there is a maximum for a student loan also. So the undergraduates, the student loan goes up to 57,000. That is a cap. For graduate students, student loan will cap on 138,500.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for being so detailed. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's very necessary. Yeah,
it's very important. So when students complete the FAFSA, they get the EFC, as you said before, right? The expected family contribution. Does it vary from one school to the next? And if a student applies to Montgomery College or University of Maryland, would their EFC change because UMD is more expensive than Montgomery College?
No, actually, the EFC will not be different from one school to another school, because the EFC will be determined, like I said, by the FAFSA. So FAFSA is a federal student application, federal student financial aid application. So there is no difference because the school is expensive or not. You don't estimate or based on the school the credit hours cost or how much the school is charging you.
So yeah, that's great. That's good. So, it's good to know that whether or not you choose to go to a community college or you go to a university, it's just going to be based on your actual needs based off of your living situation. So that's really important information to know.
Exactly.
So after you apply for the FAFSA, you're going to get an award letter. So can you tell us what is a financial aid award letter and what are some of its components?
If you submitted a FAFSA and if you were approved for financial aid, then each school that accepted you will send you a financial aid award letter. While there is no standard format for that letter, each explains how much financial assistance the school is offering you on that award letter. Now, the components on that letter, in general, each financial aid award letter will have the cost of attendance. You remember I said COA, which estimates what you will pay for 1 year of school, including tuition, fees, room and board, books and supplies and transportation. So it includes that. And it is also it shows you how much financial assistance the school is offering you, which will be the grant, the loan, and if there is a scholarship, it will be on that later also.
Awesome. So that's really helpful, especially if you're trying to be very, fiscally responsible about how you go through getting your education. You can plan for the year, right? You can find out when you want to get your book, how much you're going to be spending on everything. So that's really important. So thanks for sharing that.
Okay.
So what are the differences in the types of loans included in a financial aid package?
When it comes to the loan, there will be a direct subsidized loan, which is eligibility based upon financial need. And there is direct unsubsidized loan. This will be also, this is not based on your financial need. The first one is based on your financial need. The second one doesn't consider your financial need. But there is a subsidized loan, direct subsidized loan, and direct unsubsidized loan.
Awesome. So what about a Parent Plus loan? Can someone need a credit check before receiving financial aid?
Yes, Parent Plus loan is different from the subsidized and unsubsidized loan. Those, they don't need any kind of credit check. But Parent Plus loan are federal student loan issued directly to the parent, not to the student. They take a look at your credit, of course, offer some flexibility in a repayment option, and the ability to fill, funding gaps after executed all the federal student loans. Then you can take the Parent Plus loan. But Parent Plus loan is given only for students under 24 who are required for financial aid, or for FAFSA students age under 24, they are dependent. Of course, there are different circumstances, like if they are married, if they are taking if they have a bachelor degree, if they have military, and there are some exceptions. But in general, they are, dependent. So that is where the Parent Plus is offered. So this is basically what Parent Plus loan means.
Awesome. So, after you receive this aid, when you're no longer dependent, maybe sometimes you might have a difficult, go through a difficult period and you might have some difficulties. So maybe, can you explain what a deferment is and, what is forbearance?
Yeah, life happens. Trust me. Life happens. You may not be able to pay your student loan. You have to make a very, quick action when these things happen, or if you are on those kind of situation. So basically, what is deferment? Deferment is they both, deferment and forbearance allow students to postpone their loan payments. That is the commonality of those deferment and forbearance. Now, the biggest difference is the federal subsidized loan interest does not accrue during the deferment. Remember, during the deferment, you don't accrue the interest. While on forbearance, the interest will accrue on it. So those are the two different, the big difference in both situations.
Okay. Yeah, well, I know there are a lot of people who had to take advantage of that due to the current situation. But another thing that's really important, are there any kind of circumstances when a student loan can be canceled, especially given a time like this?
Well, right now there is no, blanket federal student loan cancellation. We heard, different things in news. That there are a lot of requests for the president, to do that. But what we have right now is a federal student loan can be canceled in certain circumstances. In some cases, you can cancel a loan due to a serious problem with the school you attended. This is not a general cancellation simply because you didn't like the school. The school, if the school has a serious problem, but you must meet the specific criteria of the school-related discharge. Number one, if you are a public service, then you can apply for loan forgiveness. If you are a teacher, there is a teacher loan forgiveness. If the school is closed, the school you attended and you took financial aid for, if they are closed, there is a closed school discharge. There is a total and permanent disability. If you are disabled, there is a discharge for that also. And obviously, if you die, there is a discharge for death. Because the person is not there, obviously. And there is a discharge in bankruptcy in the situation, and there is a false certification discharge. As long as you can prove that, there is an unpaid refunded discharge, and there are a lot of cancellation for federal student loan. And I would advise the students to go to Federal Student Loan Cancellation website, studentloanborrowersassistant.org. They will get more information from there.
Awesome. Thank you. That's very important. So suppose a student needs more money for their college. Can they appeal to the financial aid office for more financial assistance? Is that something that's possible?
Yeah, can I get more money?
Yeah.
Of course, there are other situations, but appeal, when you say appeal, the student grant and loan money is determined by FAFSA. If we are talking about the federal, okay? The student can appeal for FAA funds or financial funds if the student is academically suspended from financial aid. That is where he can appeal. When a student become academically eligible, they have right to appeal the suspension of their financial aid based on their mitigated circumstances. Otherwise, the FAFSA will determine your money. So there is no, can I have more money? There is no such a thing.
Awesome. Well, that's good to know. So in that case, can you tell us, what are some of the scholarship opportunities offered by the Maryland Higher Education Commission?
That is where I direct to students when they say, "Can I have more money?"
Exactly.
I cannot work or this and that. Of course, this time there are some emergency funds which are given for students, for enrolled students from different institutions, and here in Montgomery College also. But from the state of Maryland Higher Education, there is a need-based grant, there is a legislative scholarship, there is a career occupation-based grant and scholarship, there is a loan assistant repayment program, there is a unique population assistant. Just to mention the unique population program, there is a JFT Memorial Student Grant Program, Edward T. Mary A. Coronary Memorial Scholarship. There are different scholarships on the Maryland higher education. I can detail all this for you, but it takes a lot of time. But I'm just giving you the general information on the top. You can go to the website and get this information. The website is the Maryland MDC, LARP, and Maryland Higher Education Commission website.
Awesome. So, can you tell us what is the difference between the education grant and the guaranteed access grant? And can students get both? And who's eligible to apply for this?
Okay, that's a good question. Now, the educational assistant grant is a need-based program, and it goes, the annual award goes from the 400 to 3,000, and determined by the student need. Like I said, it's a need-based. To be eligible, you have to fill out, FAFSA and MASFA. MASFA is the Maryland State Financial Aid application, and the deadline is March 1st for the MASFA. The MASFA started. The FAFSA started October 1st, like I said before.
Yeah.
Now, actually, after 2 days now. And you have to be a Maryland resident. You have to enroll in 2 years or 4 years among, Maryland college and universities. You have to demonstrate a financial need because it is a need-based. And you have to maintain, satisfactory academic progress, which is SAP.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the guaranteed access grant, that is a little bit different. It goes for this year to 2021 to 22 academic year. It goes up to $19,300 at the max. So the requirement is the same. You have to fill out FAFSA, MASFA by March 1st. If you fill out FAFSA after March 1st, you will not be considered for this grant. You have to be a Maryland resident. You have to enroll in 2-year or 4-year Maryland schools. You have to demonstrate, financial need. It's the same thing. Yeah, you have to have a minimum weighted average cumulative GPA of 2.5, and you have to maintain. You have to meet the family income requirements. This is the difference. One of the difference from the other one. So the income requirement is set up by Maryland Higher Education Commission, and you have to maintain the SAP or satisfactory academic progress, and to be considered, all documents has to be submitted by April 1st. After you apply, they will ask you documents. You need to submit all the documents that are required by April 1st. So the second point of your question, I didn't forget it. Can a student get both? Unfortunately, no. Educational assistant grant is determined by financial need. So what it means is that first it takes the cost of attendance, the fees, the tuition, the books, transport, all of that cost of attendance. And then it deducts, the EFC. And then it deducts certain state scholarship awarded for you. If you get the other one, now it's going to deduct. It doesn't give you. So you don't get both. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is the situation. I understand they have to give, available money for people up to their need. They don't have to give above their need. So
right.
That's what it is.
So, like we were saying before, sometimes you just need more money, right? So can you tell us what is the Maryland Promise Scholarship? What is the Maryland Promise Scholarship for the community college?
Yeah, I was trying to touch it before this Maryland Promise Scholarship when you asked me about the free school.
Yeah.
So if I can tell you a little bit detail on that, Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship is the money given to eligible students from the state of Maryland, basically. Mm-hmm. Eligibility is any high school student, graduate, or GED recipient who is planning to enroll or is currently enrolled actually at Maryland community colleges. Applicants must be eligible for state tuition. That means they have to live in the state. and they have to have high school applicants. They must earn, average cumulative GPA of 2.3 at least. I think I'm correct on that. 2.3. And applicants currently or previously enrolled in community college, who are in community college right now, they have to have a cumulative GPA of 2.5 and above. So that is one of the requirements. And in addition to that, the income requirements that I mentioned before, 100,000 for a single, parent, 150,000 of AGI, which is adjusted gross income, for married couple. Now they have to use their tax information for that, and applicants should not be, they can not received if they have a bachelor degree. For this, they cannot be eligible for this program. And then associate degree also. If you have associate degree, you are not eligible to receive this program also.
Okay. Well, from our research, we learned that Montgomery College offers scholarships to students through the MC Foundation. Can you share with us more on that process? What are the other scholarships offered by MC?
Yeah, Montgomery College, actually, we have more than 300 scholarships, which amounts from little 250. I said little because when I compare with the others, it's too much. It goes up to 5,000. So 250 is something for a student, trust me. And especially for Montgomery College and other colleges, tuition is very low. So it is very important, 250. When I say a minimum, I'm comparing with the maximum. And based on those scholarships, foundation scholarship will be given, based on your financially need, merit, and your measure also, because some measures have their own scholarship. And each scholarship each of them has the different criteria. So you have to look at what criteria. If you want to, for example, to go to business school, okay, the business school will provide you, different scholarships than the other schools. So you have to look at what are those criteria. How to apply? You can apply on academic workers, which you can do through MyMC. MyMC is the student portal for Montgomery College students. And you can apply directly online. There is a direct online application if you go to our website. The most important thing is to follow the deadline, because deadlines are very important. Now, for the foundation, for example, for the academic workers, you have to apply by January 6, 2022. If you have a high school student now who is in the senior class, 12th grade, he has to fill out FAFSA after 2 days, which is October 1st, every year, of course, but this one is after 2 days. And also they have to apply, this scholarship before January 6, 2022. Now, what are other scholarship, outside the scholarship and also inside Montgomery Scholarship Program? We have a Board of Trustee, academic specialty scholarship. We have McLean Business Institute scholarship. We have Southern Management Leadership scholarship. We have National Science Foundation grant, honors program. The list is a lot. So that's why we advise the students to come to us, because we have a lot of scholarships.
Definitely, it seems like you guys do have a lot of resources to provide to the students. But Maryland state delegates and senators also offer scholarships to prospective college students who contact their office and request a scholarship application. Can you elaborate more on that process?
Yes, the state of Maryland scholarship is offered by the local state delegates to Maryland residents who plan to pursue their post-secondary credential, for full-time 12 credits undergrad and 9 credits, per semester for grad program. It gives for both, actually, for grad and for undergrad program. And also as a part-time from 6 to 11 credits. And the current or prospective students should contact their local delegates, advise them to contact local delegates for instruction on how to apply. The students must, this is one thing I know, is that a student must complete the federal application for federal student, which is FAFSA, by March 1st. So that is what they need to do. Now, eligibility for applicants is they have to be current high school seniors, current or prospective full-time degree-seeking undergraduate students, current or prospective part-time degree-seeking graduate students, and current or prospective private career school enrolls. It pays for private schools also. So they need to contact their delegates, basically. Yes.
Awesome. So can you tell us what are some strategies for students to get scholarships? What strategies should they use? What's the best way for them to plan?
Yeah, I can tell you now, from my experience and from others, I helped thousands and thousands of students throughout my higher education service. And the first thing is you have to start your scholarship application very early, as soon as possible, including the FAFSA. Because some funds are first come, first serve. And if the money is over, the money is over. There is no money, so what can they do for you? And then to apply for all eligible scholarships. You have to apply for all eligible scholarships. Whichever comes, it is good.
So would you say how early in advance would it be to maybe start looking at different scholarships?
October is the best time for next fall. Basically, FAFSA starts in October. Some application will be out in October, and from October, then you'll beat them. You'll be on the first line to apply. So that is my advice.
Awesome.
Yes, and the other thing is to apply for all kind of scholarship, because some of them they will ask you cumulative GPA or your academic success. So to qualify for merit, we call them merit scholarship. Make sure that you have a good grade also. Make sure that you have a good GPA. These are my advices.
Yeah, so it's very important to plan ahead. From maybe junior year, sophomore year.
Yeah, from 9th grade actually. That's why we're telling the student we're going to high schools, and Montgomery College have representative and different high schools here in Montgomery County, and that's one of the things that we're doing.
Okay, so we just talked about all of these different loan options and different scholarships. So going back to the loans, what are some of the consequences of defaulting on student loans?
Your credit scores will take a hit if you are defaulting on a student loan, and you lose eligibility to certain repayment plan. Repayment plan you have from federal government, you can't get that if you are defaulted. The entire loan balance will become due when your federal student loan goes in default, which means that the entire balance is accelerated and becoming due immediately. So that is a big hit on you. You can get more student. You can't get more student loan if you are trying to continue or to complete, your education. Your student loan debt will grow larger and larger when you are in default, because the interest will accumulate, and the interest is compound interest. So it is a big one. The IRS can come and seize your tax refund also. Your wage can be garnished. And if you are a Social Security recipient, your check can be shrinked. And there are a lot of consequences. So in some places, I think if you are working in financial aid office or other related places, these are in some places. Employment may require, you have to be not at default. Basically, if you are defaulted, you may not get employment in those offices. So there are a lot of consequences.
Awesome. So
don't be defaulted. Follow up the procedures, the procedures that they set for you. Contact your lender and your loan servicer immediately if you have a problem.
Right.
That will help you.
You can always go for forbearance or deferment.
Yeah, that will help you.
There.
Exactly.
Yeah. So as a financial expert, what would be your advice for borrowing to pay for college?
Borrowing to pay for college. How do you borrow for college? So that is interesting. First, you have to understand the different types of financial aid, because if you don't understand, you may take the disadvantageous loan instead of the one which you can take. I can give you examples. There is a subsidized and unsubsidized loan. So if you need a loan, first to take the subsidized loan, because the interest will not accrue while you are in a school. And if you are, more than half time, enrollment. So you need to understand the types of financial aid, and then know how to get, the most financial aid. Like I said, to apply everywhere on time, before funds, depleted. Have a plan. If you run out of money during college, you have to have a plan. Avoid taking too much debt. That's one of the problems I saw in my career. Students will take a lot of money, and then they will be in a big debt before even they complete their degree. They will run out of money. They can hit the maximum of for a undergraduate program, which is $57,000, the loan amount. So avoid taking too much student debt. And for beginners, you have to start developing, the savvy money habits today, not tomorrow. Today, that will help you. And these are some of my advice for borrowing money.
That's good advice. And any word on borrowing money from private lenders to help pay for college?
Yeah, I helped a lot of students to borrow from private, lenders. And those students are mostly the F1 visa holders or the I-20 students, international students. Because once they come here, then their sponsor, he might not be able to send money from home or some other different things. So there is private lender students loan is more suitable for international students because as long as you have somebody who can sign for you as a co-borrower or co-signer, who lives here in the United States, then that is a good option for you. Now, some banks and credit unions and online lenders offer student loans for international students. So, but they often require, like I said, a co-signer who's a citizen or a permanent resident. So you have to find that. Now, for a regular private student loan for others, not international student, I would advise that they can contact their own bank, because most of the banks, they provide a student loan for their customers. So that is the best way to get some money from private lenders.
Awesome. Well, you've shared so many important details with us today, and a lot of important information about different ways that we could pay for community college as well as universities. And you were very thorough. You gave us a lot of deadlines, a lot of resources. So thank you so much for that. So we're about to end. Is there anything else that you feel is really important that you want to leave with the audience?
Yes. Like I said, I helped uh, a lot of students before, and I'm helping students now also, and especially students who need assistance on completing FAFSA, institutional FAFSA forms, and other things on my one-on-one schedule now. For now, this service is given virtually on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll give that service. Uh, I have an in-person appointment also at for now at the Ethiopian Community Center. That's the first one after COVID that I start in the center.
Awesome.
So I have a schedule there here in Silver Spring, Maryland, Tuesday and Thursday between 1 and 5 p.m. Uh, and all service assistants are by appointment. Okay, so
A lot of people seeking your help.
I know. So students can send me an email to make appointment, and I'll be glad to help them. So I just want to leave my email. My email is mwelderm@montgomerycollege.edu. And I thank you for this opportunity. That's it.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Hopefully we can have you back. We really appreciate it.
Sure. Always.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye.